What's going on, Internet? It is your boy, Eric Bandholz. Why don't you come and chill with me? Alright guys, today I am still here in Brooklyn, New York, and I wanted to talk about how you should prioritize your relationships. I think this is something that not a lot of people think about and can really help define how you should allocate your time and the energies that you put into maybe other people or other things, and ultimately how you can help find yourself a happier spot, more content spot, and a more peaceful spot. But it doesn't come without its own controversies. I think there's, you'll see as I get into ranking them, how there can be some confliction with what your thought process is and what you are doing and what you're actually saying that you prioritize. So the first things first, your number one priority should be and should always be yourself. And there's no one who spends 100% of their time with you than you. You are the only person that spends absolutely all your time with you. Now, I'm a non-believer, and a lot of people would put God number one, or their spiritual being number one. And I can understand that in the sense that if you view God almost as like an extension of yourself or embodiment in you as an individual, how that can directly tie to kind of investing in yourself. But if you view God as like some like deity that you have to like pay tribute to, like a sun god or something, then you still need to put yourself first, because you've got to feed yourself, you've got to nourish yourself. You can't worship a god if you're dead, if you're not around, if you're not providing for yourself. So the same thing is like, you can't take care of your children, you can't manage your relationships, you can't do anything unless you are taking care of yourself first and you're putting yourself first. Now, the first thing that comes to people's mind when you talk about putting yourself first is that you're going to be selfish and you're not going to be compromising and you're going to be an asshole to everyone. Now, that's not what I'm saying, because personally, I get a lot of enjoyment by being kind to other people, and I get a lot of enjoyment by spending time with other people. And the only way I'm able to spend time with other people is if they want to be around me. Because if they put themselves first as well, they only want to be around people who are enjoyable. So it makes sense that part of putting yourself first is sometimes making sacrifices. And those temporary sacrifices allow you to have, long-term benefits of the relationships you can build with others. Now, second on my list of prioritizations is your partner or your spouse, your wife, your husband. I always think that a good foundation for your home and a good example for a successful home is that relationship between husband and wife, or husband and husband, or wife and wife, or whatever gender you identify with. I think like that serves as a foundation for your family. And when you see someone who first takes care of themselves and then first takes care of their spouse, their partner, then you realize, the children, you realize like this is normal, like this relationship is normal. And this example of the relationship that my parents have is going to be the best indicator for that person growing up and becoming a healthy person in society, becoming a happy person in society. I'm a strong believer that children should not be placed at a higher importance level or priority level above your partner. You should always work with your partner together as one. And it's like in marriage, if you did have a marriage or a ceremony, it is two people coming together as one. And in a sense, it goes back to you prioritizing yourself. Your marriage, your relationship with your partner is that your civil union, whatever it is. So for me, it's myself, my wife, and then my immediate family. From there, so my children, my dogs. And then from there, it will be I lump these together, my extended family and my friends, my really close friends. So that would be, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, my cousins, and, my close friends, like my business partners, my best man in my wedding. But it doesn't really extend down like all my friends. So it's kind of that group. Then after that, for me personally, it's my career, my livelihood, my job, and building the company. And then from there, it goes down to like casual acquaintances, to like high school classmates, to the barista, to the random jackass walking down the street. And I think when you build that framework, it helps you understand. It's like, okay, am I getting really worked up about some stranger on the street that yelled at me, or someone who cut me off while driving down the road? Like, do I need to get worked up in a hizzy and flick them off and yell at them? Because ultimately, the way you're managing your relationships, the way you realize that this person means absolutely nothing to you, this person that cut you off on the street, this random stranger, they have no impact on you. They're such at the bottom of your relationship skills that you can just let it roll off your back. And then at the same time, when you're at a dilemma of, do I work extra hours at work, or do I make that investment to go to the counselor with my partner? And, what do we need to do to, do I work hard to put more food on the table, or to buy nicer things to expend beyond that? Or does that need to go to, spending time with my child? Now, it's always a balance. It's never like absolute. It's never black and white. It's never like, my child is always above my work. And the reality is, I need that work to help put food on the table. And I need that work to put a roof over our head. And I need that work to, give us the things that we need in life to live a happy life. But it comes at a balance, right? And always, like, if I had to pick or choose and there's one ultimatum, it's to pick my daughter, and it's to pick my wife above my daughter, because that's how I prioritize it. And then from there, like, once you understand that, once you have your framework and you have that guidance, you are going to be able to make decisions in a more clear, distinct way, and really manage your relationships in a way that is healthy and respectful and balanced. And I think other people will appreciate that. Like my friends, my business partners are always going to appreciate that my wife comes first. And before my wife, I come first. And much like I would expect them to do the same way. Why would I expect my business partners to put me over themselves? Why would I expect my wife to put me above her own self? She's got to live. She's got to take care of herself, her own needs. So I think not only like having that expectation internally, it eases the burdens for other people, because there's not that expectation that someone else has to take care of me and I'm a higher priority than other people. I'm my own responsibility. So would love to read in the comments if you guys agree or disagree, or if you ever thought about prioritizing your relationships and how you spend your time and spend your energy and efforts. As always, thanks for the chill this time, and keep on growing. Cheers.